domestic violence,
domestic abuse cases,
men being attacked by women.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence is still taboo.
Male victims of domestic abuse.
I'm here to talk about a disturbing question, which equally give you a disturbing answer. My topic is about the secret of domestic violence. And the question that I'm going to tackle is the question that everyone was going to ask. Why stay? Why did anyone stay with those who often beat them? I'm not a psychiatrist, a social worker, or an expert in domestic violence. I'm just a man with a story to tell. It is a shock when we heard what happened to Adik Zubaidi Amir, a 7-year-old boy, which believed to be a victim of abuse in Malacca, Malaysia, by his stepfather and mother. This should not be happen in our community and our family, due to love should be given primarily from our parents. Thus, our team has raised an awareness campaign called Love Should Not Hurt. The group members will consist of 4 persons. First is Hazwan Azfar bin Hashim. Second is me myself, Muhammad Hazrul bin Madamiri. Third is Nurul Nadia binti Muhammad Ismail. Next is Wan Nur Syikin binti Wan Muhammad Dumiri. Lastly, we have Shazia binti Shahrul. Next, I would like to present to you an outline of our campaign. I will show to you the background of the problem and explain what are the problem statements that happen due to domestic violence. The goals and objective, the method, result, beneficiaries, our cause and conclusion of our campaign. First of all, the movement control order has also enabled offenders to openly exert control and intensifying their violence, due to most of the people are staying in their house. This violence in Malaysia is getting worse day by day. According to statistics, it is around 368 people from March to 898 cases in April by Women's Aid Organization. In United States, the domestic violence raised by 5% from 13 March to 24th of April 2020 by staying at home during the pandemic. Problems such as alcohol consumption, emotionally unstable, accidentally harm one and another also contributed to the rises number of cases. As the statistic goes on and on, 1 out of 4 women out there experience domestic violence once in their lifetime, and 1 out of 20 of male are facing domestic violence during this pandemic. The problem is, domestic violence occurs to all stages of human development, starting from infant to late adulthood. People tend to make domestic violence due to their history criminal records. Domestic abuse has risen 51% during the Movement Control Order. Emotions were considered one of the main factors which led to an abusive well-being.
Thank you, Mr. Hazwan, for the clear explanation about the introduction and the background of our proposal. Now, let me drive you to the goals and the objective of this proposal. The goals of the proposal is to achieve a high level of public awareness on domestic abuse. Our target is not only the victims, but also toward potential of domestic abuse. And at the same time, we want to break the stereotype among victims. The stereotype here refers to the social stigma among victims. For example, victims who delay and reluctant to seek for help due to marriage obligation, and society ideas mainly shape this. The second example we can see on our real life. For example, in a family of hierarchy, the man representing the family's head make him a leader. Hence, with the existence of norm aids creating the survival of violence but increased domestic violence as the victim remains silent. This is a very bad situation. So in order to overcome this situation, we had come up with the awareness through this campaign is by encourage the community to intervene safely if they are witness of violence. Now let's move on to the objective of this proposal. There are 3 main objectives of this proposal. The first objective is to enhance the awareness of silent victims on the crucial information in regards to domestic abuse with the 1-week online campaign. We believe by creating this awareness, we will able to encourage the victims, cadets, media users, parents and housewives to break the silence and seek for protection. We will focus to educate people about the violence, about the abuser, and at the same time, we want to deliver our message that we care toward others. Our second objective is to conduct an awareness survey among participants during a 24-hour seminar to measure the level of awareness and understanding at the end of session. We're planning to conduct an interactive survey to attract the participants to share their story during the consultation. We will ensure during the seminar session, we will try to build connection and trust among the participants, because we believe if we touch their heart, we can equip them with all information about domestic abuse, and somehow we will able to reduce the number of domestic abuse. We will also ensure to you that all the data and information are private and confidential. The third objective is to educate the public on domestic abuse and reduce the stereotype. We want people to know that domestic abuse can happen to everyone, all races, all religions, all income education level, and it's everywhere. We want people to know what is the main cause of the domestic abuse. For example, because of the hot temper.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Ceji. Thank you, Syikin, for the great explanation about the goal and objectives for this project. So let's move on to the next topic, which is the method. What are the methods actually that we have selected for this project? So we have come out with one strategy for this project, which is actually we want to increase the awareness. So we will be using the awareness raising strategy. So in this strategy, we will be having different activities in order to achieve our goal, to achieve our objectives. So there are three main activities for this project, which are 1 week online campaign. The second one will be the 24-hour seminar, and also the third one is the awareness survey. So we will look at them one by one to see what are the details for these activities. Okay, so for the 1 week online campaign, what we will be doing is we are going to make posters, make short videos, and then we are going to share them through social media platforms. So in this online campaign, why we have chosen online and not in a reality, this is because we are currently in pandemic COVID-19, and I believe that everyone doesn't have the chance to go even outside there because we are still currently in the movement control order. So that's why and then we need to keep our physical distancing, so that's why that we choose online campaign. So for the social media platforms, we have chosen top 3 of the social media platforms that are used by Malaysian, which are the TikTok, Facebook, and also Instagram. And Facebook and Instagram is absolutely the most popular social media platforms used by Malaysians. But why TikTok? Isn't it like TikTok is only for youngsters, for the teens? It's actually not, because TikToks are actually I mean, like, just because of the name, it doesn't mean that it's only for those age of kids, those age of teens. No, it's actually TikTok is an app that can actually make your video to go viral all over the world. So that's the best thing about TikTok. So that's why in this campaign we want to use TikTok in a good way, in a correct way, so that the message that we want to spread, this awareness, will arrive at the heart of people that we want to aim for. Okay, and then so as we can see from the slides, we have the examples. So if we look at our phone, so we can see the posters that have been shared by the committee, and also one of the newsletter that we might include in our Instagram or Facebook, just to spread awareness. For example, like the impacts of domestic abuse on victims, and the topics on the causes of domestic abuse, so that everyone will know what is domestic abuse actually, and what are the characteristics of domestic abuse. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is just like the example of the posters that we will be using, and also this is how we use Instagram to push short videos, because Instagram has IGTV that we can upload our videos on it so that people can watch it. And if it's a public, so if someone just explore and then they can see this video, like everyone can access this video, so that everyone will get the message that we want to convey. Next would be the 24-hour seminar. In these seminars, actually, we aim to get our participants ranging from PTD cadets, public, like the silent victims, and everyone around us actually, because in this seminar we will include so many activities. So for example, we have counseling session, and then we will have like different training. So for example, we have a parenting skills training, because we believe that one of the reason why domestic abuse cases was rising during the pandemic, it's because of the parents are living with their kids almost like 24 hours, and then because before this the kids were sent to the nursery for quite a half day, for example. So but during the pandemic, the parents are always with the kids, so sometimes some parents don't have the right parenting skills, so this might help those who need it. And then one more skill that will be trained by our trainers is the communication skills, because one of the reason why the number of cases keep the number of cases keep rising, but the number of reports is decreasing. So this means that most of the victims are staying silent. So they need to have a right communication skill. So for example, they need to share, right, their problems with their relatives, with their mothers or their brothers, their siblings. So they need to have that experience. They need to have that skills in order for them to talk to someone that they want to seek help. So that's why we chose to have communication skills training during this seminar, and not to forget that we will also be promoting the Talian Kasih, which is the hotline for them to call, and we will also provide one more hotline for them to call during the 24-hour seminar. That's our plan for this 24-hour seminar. We hope that these seminars actually can give something to our beneficiaries. We explain about two of the activities that we will be conducting during this project. So the last one would be the awareness survey. This is actually part of the awareness campaign, because we will just we will send out the survey, a set of questions. So people, even like the public, everyone, our social media followers, the silent victims, the victims, the survivor, like everyone can fill in this survey, so that we will have sets of data that we can analyze, so that we will understand how the public, our community actually perceive domestic abuse, and because we would like to know their levels of understanding on domestic abuse. I would like to enhance that domestic abuse is something serious. So awareness survey is actually a good platform for us to analyze the public, whether the public has any stereotype, or whether they understand or not about domestic abuse. Okay, so I think that's all. So next, I would like to pass the floor to Nadia to explain more about the result that we expect from this project. Okay, Nadia.
Thank you, Shezi. Thank you. And yeah, today I'm going to talk about the result that we are going to get at the end of this project. First, we are going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the output. We have three output. The main output, which is we get from the framework. First is the silent victims become aware of the methods in breaking their silence. Yes, this is one of the main output that we are highlighted, because it's according to our goals that we are going to do this project for the victims, for the abuse victims. So we want them to get aware that they deserve a better life and come forward. Don't stay in that kind of situation. Second is the public recognize the sign and characteristic of domestic abuse. Yes, we want public get aware and recognize the sign if their friend or their neighbor get abused by their partners or their friends. This happen everywhere, so the public must play a major role, and this project going to be an eye-opener for them. The third one is the public is well informed and the level of understanding of domestic abuse is high. This is one of the output that we are going to get at the end of this project, as we are going to the campaign. We are going to do the campaign and the seminar, and we are going to post it on the media social as mentioned earlier by my friend. We are going to do this viral the awareness, so that the public, first of all, the public must well informed about the domestic abuse. Next, I'm going to talk about the outcome of the project. Yes, the first is the silent victim managed to come forward and speak up their worries. These are more focusing to the goals that we are going to achieve, which is we are going to break the stereotype and we're going to increase the awareness. So both of the outcome will focus on the goal. So first is the silent victim managed to come. Yes, we have 24-hour seminar, and in that seminar we have counseling slot, which is we are welcoming all the silent victims and to speak up, and first of all to be brave and not limiting themselves. Maybe they feel scared or they feel not secure. So this is one of this campaign going to change it. Okay, next, the public continues to increase awareness among their community. As I mentioned earlier, the campaign will be held online. So, and the content, some of the content posters and everything, we are going to use media social. As the content get viral and shared by the public, so this automatically will increase the awareness among their community that they should stop domestic abuse. This is really a shame, and these are hurting other people. And when it comes to impact, lastly, impact, we are very sure that this project going to give a big impact, which is reduce the stereotype of the public to domestic abuse victim and vice versa. Yes, first we want to make sure that public stop judging toward the domestic abuse victim, because by doing this, at least the silent victims will feel confident and will feel like they want to come up from the current situation. Yes, this is the project, and this is going to happen at the end of this project. The outcomes, impact, and the output. Thank you so much, and I pass this floor to my friend Hazwan to talk about the cause. Hazwan, are you there?
That you are not alone. We are here with you. Though you're far away, we are here to stay. But you are not alone. We are here with you. Though we're far apart, you're always in our heart. But you are not alone. Hi, my name is Hazwan Azfar bin Hashim. The song that I sang just now was dedicated to all the silent victims of domestic abuse out there. This awareness campaign and seminar are dedicated to them. Since this program is conducted online, there will be no issue of their abuser preventing them from going anywhere. The 24-hour seminar will indirectly help them to become more confident, resulting from the counseling session and series of skills training. Even after this one-week event ends, they can still access the information shared by the organizer in order for them to review them again. The public in the community is one of the beneficiaries in terms of having awareness about domestic abuse. Through this program, we expect the public to be well informed about domestic abuse. They will be exposed to different types of abusive actions, so they will know how to differentiate between love and abuse, because love should not hurt. The public in the community can be first, government servant; second, social media users; third, neighbors; fourth, university student; and fifth is private sectors. In order to fund the program, we will be having 3 types of events. First, a fundraising event among all the cadets and staff in INTAN as well as public. Second, a collaborative fundraising with social media influencers such as Ustaz Abid Liu from Pertubuhan Kasih Umat, Nilofa from Yayasan Kasih, and Datuk Sri Siti Nurhaliza from Yayasan Nurjiwa, as well as few other non-celebrity influencers via social media platform. And finally, by seeking sponsorship from private sectors, the fund raised through all the fundraising events will be used to fund the campaign. The targeted amount to be raised is Ringgit Malaysia 2,000. Lastly, I will brief the expenses breakdown for this campaign. As you can see here, we have divided the expenses into 4 parts: pre-campaign expenses, while campaign expenses, post-campaign expenses, and the advertisement fees. For pre-campaign expenses, we are going to spend 500 ringgit Malaysia for operating expenses, video editing expenses, and supply services. As for campaign expenses, we will only be spending on food for invited NGO speakers, secretariat, and participants. We do not allocate any amount for a venue and PA system, as both these are free of charge since we are doing it in INTAN. Next, let's look at post-campaign expenses. We allocated 100 ringgit Malaysia to pay the overtime staff. Finally, the advertisement fees. For this section, we decided to put aside 1,000 ringgit for a one-week advertisement in Instagram and Facebook. This advertisement will appear in the social media users' timeline when they are online. By spending 500 ringgit a week, we will be able to reach to a larger group of social media users, thus spread the awareness campaign to a larger scope of people. Now, let me pass the floor to my friend.
In conclusion, the increasing number of cases in domestic abuses is a serious way that we have to take into account and need to be focused on. Awareness is the key to live and love without hurting each other. The level of awareness and understanding of the beneficiaries of domestic abuse should be improved. You have the power to end domestic violence. We, the victims, need everyone. We need every one of you to understand that true love does not stifle you. It's not a cage hiding you from the world. True love is a platform. It's the wing that you need to fly, the fuel for your dreams. Thus, love should not hurt. Thank you.